Nestled deep in the heart of the English countryside, today we find ourselves in the charming medieval and historical city of Salisbury, with its iconic and world-famous medieval cathedral dominating the skyline. Salisbury has centuries of ancient history, with its medieval porch cross still surviving to this day, and the beautiful Fish Row with its rows of timber frame buildings. This city has a special place in my heart, being where I grew up as my local town when I was a school child. Back then I didn't really appreciate the beauty and the history that the city has to offer, but now, decades later, this is one of the most historic and beautiful cities in England, with an abundance of medieval charm that I'd like to share this with you. Welcome to Salisbury. No visit to the city would be complete without a stop at the world-famous medieval cathedral. It's a true masterpiece of medieval Gothic architecture at its finest, and perhaps no other example exists anywhere on earth. It was constructed during the 13th century, taking nearly 40 years to build. This stunning cathedral, recently restored in the last decade to its former glory by master stonemasons, boasts the tallest spire in all of England at 123 metres. In addition, its west front inspires with its magnificent ornate stonework and figurines. Each of these figurines comes from various Bible stories, and so marvel at the medieval craftsmanship. Inside the cathedral, it contains one of the most important legal documents in history, the famous Magna Carta, available to be seen in the chapter house. Signed by King John in 1215, it's considered a foundation for modern law. The cathedral also boasts a beautiful cloisters and stunning chapter house. The cloisters are a tranquil place to explore and often used in filming historical movies and television series. The cathedral sits in the middle of the Cathedral Close, which is the historic area immediately surrounding the cathedral. This is a unique and picturesque enclave and an integral part of the cathedral complex, and holds significant historical and architectural value. It's surrounded by strong medieval walls and encompasses the cathedral, of course, the deanery, Canon's Gate, and cloisters, as well as other important historical houses. The architectural style of the buildings is consistent with the early Gothic design, creating a harmonious and cohesive visual experience. Its purpose was to house and protect the clergy and provides a tranquil place for contemplation, worship and education. It was in the Cathedral Close where I was educated as a young adult for over 10 years, and we spent many a day wandering around the huge grass lawn, which is perfect for strolls, picnics, or quiet reflection, and offers visitors a chance to step back in time and experience the tranquil surroundings for themselves. Leading from the Cathedral Close through one of the most beautiful examples of medieval gates is the main High Street. A vibrant and historic thoroughfare filled with rich history dating back centuries. The city of Salisbury has its roots in the medieval period, and the High Street has long been a central hub for commerce and social activity. The street's layout, architecture and design reflect this historical heritage. The High Street is a blend of historical and modern buildings where you can admire the charming facades of centuries-old buildings interspersed with the more contemporary designs. The overall atmosphere is picturesque and inviting. Just off the High Street in Fisherton Street is a former watermill. It dates back to the 13th century, making it one of the oldest surviving industrial buildings in the city. Its primary function was to grind grain, particularly corn, using the power of the River Avon, and is one of the finest examples of a traditional medieval watermill from its time. Also of interest in the street, just opposite the mill, is the clock tower, below which is a tiny door, which was the local lock-up during the medieval times for the wayward and the unruly citizens who misbehaved. Before the market square is another significant street, which is Butcher Row, at the end of which is the Poultry Cross, one of Salisbury's recognisable landmarks after the cathedral, and it holds both historical and architectural significance. It dates back to the 14th century and was originally part of a series of crosses that marked the location of the city's original marketplace. The crosses marks an important part in guiding merchants and traders to the market and also as a meeting point. Its name came from the sale of poultry, but was also a general marketplace for other goods. Its features include intricate stonework, carving details with a tall spire, and reflects the architectural details of the medieval period. Wiltshire Row contains some of the most beautiful and ornate medieval timbered buildings in the city, with most clustered around the ancient Poultry Cross. And it features a mix of architectural styles, including many traditional timber frame buildings, brick facades, and stone structures. It's aligned with a variety of independent shops, boutiques, and specialty stores, as well as a selection of little cafes where you can enjoy a meal, coffee, or snack. Centuries ago, this little alley was, as the name suggests, the main area for butchers. But next to it is the equally charming alley known as Fish Row, and I'm sure you can guess what gave it that name. From the medieval Fish Row, we can get to the marketplace with a rich history dating back to the medieval period. It was a hub of trade and commerce for centuries, and it continues to be part of the city's heritage. Located on the north side is the Guildhall, which holds a variety of events, exhibitions, and even a little cafe. The square itself is surrounded by a line of restaurants and eateries with outdoor seating area for warm weather eating. In addition, some of the buildings are on par with the beautiful medieval timbered buildings in the adjacent Fish and Butcher Row. Adjacent to the marketplace is Queen Street, containing some of the oldest medieval buildings in the city, in particular John R. Port's house and Williams Russell's house, are one of the most photographed sites in the city. There are many unique, beautiful buildings in this medieval city spread around on the narrow streets, some with grandeur and stature, and others more subdued and distinctly medieval. In addition, with the world-famous Old Sarum nearby and the even more famous Stonehenge a short drive away, Salisbury is a must-see city in this part of Wiltshire, England, and would make for an excellent base for exploring the area. Until next time, with best wishes from Cinematic Travels, and of course don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos.